Hi, my name is Tim Lass, your Around the Block Realtor. I hope to think that the experience that I can offer will give you an easier way to go around the block to close your transaction when it's time. In the early 1800s, there was a Danish philosopher, among other things, by the name of Soren Kierkegaard. He wrote that life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. And so the statistics that I'm going to provide for you today give us a curious kind of look at the market in Phoenix as far as distressed properties are concerned, because it doesn't really look like it's changed a whole lot from last month, unless you take into account a couple other exceptions. So let's see what we have to look at, and then we can draw a couple conclusions at the end. Okay, so here we have the short sales maps for January and February 2013. On the left is January, and you can see that the biggest red dot was represented 95 properties being sold under short sale. And on the right side, you can see that the biggest red dot represents 100. And all the other numbers are correspondingly a little bit larger. This may be due to the fact that Congress finally got around to signing the bill that increased the, or not increased, but extended the law that prevents IRS from collecting extra money from you for ghost income based on how much you were forgiven in the short sale. If you want more information on that, contact me a little bit later. Anyways, let's have a look at a couple of spots around here. Up here in Anthem, 85086, there were 52 short sales that represented 18% of the market. In January, in February, there's 52 short sales representing 18% of the market. Exactly the same. Let's go down here to Surprise, 85397. There's 93 short sales representing 42% of the market. Same thing now. There's 83 short sales representing 39% of the market. So a change of 10 short sales in that particular zip code. Buckeye, our favorite, 91 short sales in January with 31% of the market, and 100 short sales now with 36% of the market. So both Surprise and Buckeye have gone up a little bit. Check over here in 85225. There's 71 short sales at 41% of the market in January, and in February there's 66 and 40. So they're down there. So we've got both ups and downs all over the place, but not by a terribly large amount or anything like that. Okay, so here are the foreclosure maps for the same areas. You'll note that the scale once again in January is slightly smaller than the scale in February. Just a couple difference. Everything's pretty much the same as far as quote hot spots. Once again, I attribute this to the fact that the banks were laying off doing any sort of foreclosures in December during the holidays, and they just haven't quite gotten back to them again. There's no legislation pending that I know of that would affect these things. So let's have a look at just a couple of the larger areas. Anthem has 21 foreclosures in January, and they have 19 now in February. Surprise, 85374 has 32 in January and 32 in February. No change there. Buckeye has 26, 9% of the market in January, and 26, 20 in February. You know, Buckeye is really kind of an interesting place. It used to be king of the $55,000 home, and that's no longer the case. It's hard to find homes in Buckeye nowadays. And let's just pick one more. Queen Creek had 27 in January and has 25 now. So the the moral of the story this month is not a whole lot of change from last month. And actually, this is good. We kind of want to have something that gently levels off instead of just crashes. When it crashes, things tend to bounce. When they just level in and come in for a smooth landing, they tend to stay down. So hopefully this is the trend of the future. Okay, so when you combine both the foreclosures and the short sales together, the scales all of a sudden are almost equal, only with 0.82 difference in the size of the bubbles. So let's just go around and explore once really quick. Once again, up in Anthem, 73 total distress sales last month, and in Anthem this month we got 71. Um, in Buckeye, we've got 117 total for 40%. This year in Buckeye, we've got 120 total for 44%. Once again, a difference of 3. So not a whole lot of movement. Let's try 85225 here in Tempe. 87 distressed properties, 50% of the market, and 74 properties, 45% of the market. Wow, that's actually quite a difference. And let's try Scottsdale out in Fountain Hills. 31 distressed properties, 9% of the market, and 33 properties, again, 9% of the market. So overall, things haven't really changed a whole lot since last month. Okay, so now that we've had a look at what happened between last month and this month, I think what we can say is that everything is at least holding steady for the time being. You may recall last month I mentioned that there could be a little surge in foreclosures because of the fact that the bigger banks laid off the foreclosures during the holiday season. And that may still be true. We've come up a little bit, but not enough to actually make it a surge yet. I don't know that this just isn't some sort of statistical normality that is making the numbers come up just a tad this month. So we're going to have to wait until next month and see what happens. If you have any questions, let me know. My communication information comes next, and I'd be glad to hear from you. Take care now. We'll see you later.